Hi, I'm Dr. Monita Leavitt, and I teach online courses for Athena's Advanced Academy. I work with gifted, homeschool, twice exceptional children who are 11 to 17 years old. Recently, I taught the FamilyBookform course as an 8-week course, and we met once a week in live webinars to discuss the interviews and the elements of communication that I, as a teacher, wanted to get across. We talked about note-taking and the value of goal setting and meeting deadlines, questioning techniques, all of this to enhance communication so that the children were prepared to go to their relatives and ask questions and get the best stories and experiences recorded for their book. In the beginning, after I did an overview and we navigated the website, one of my students actually had that aha moment. And she said that her grandfather had just passed away last week, and she wished she had had Bookform as an opportunity to record his stories and to write his memories so that it would have been preserved for her family in the future. As we worked during the week, the most fantastic stories came out. One girl talked about her grandmother who escaped from Turkey because of religious persecution during the revolution in, she mentioned, 1979. And she said the first attempt was not successful, and her grandmother was arrested. And it took a few years before her grandmother tried again, and this time was successful in escaping. She ended up in a van with smugglers taking her to a safe country. And then she ended up having a 12-hour ride on a camel. It took her grandmother another several years to make her way to the U.S. And her granddaughter's reaction was, "Wow, this was an exciting adventure that my grandmother had, and I never knew about it." One boy shared that when his dad was little and grew up in India, he had the problem every rainy season of crossing a river on his way to school. And school was like a 2-mile walk. And so he and his friends would have to hold hands as they crossed the river from one bank to the other and become a human chain and walk through the river on the way to school. And he said as his dad told the story, his dad opened up and told more and more stories, and everything just flowed. One student actually talked about how it was more important for her to talk to her parent or to a relative when they were not doing other things at the same time. She said she was able to get more details and more focus, and she realized that's the time to ask the interview. One of my students actually was able to win an award for his 4-H competition using his FamilyBookform as the project. And so his family and he were very proud of this accomplishment because he was recognized and people thought he had done exceptional work. So I'm very happy to share this with you and to say that as a teacher and reflecting upon the input and feedback from my class, we had a wonderful time, very challenging, a lot of fun doing this Bookform project. And the children learned a lot about their family members, things they never knew, and they learned about themselves. And I think one of the most important things they learned in terms of communication was the power of listening intentionally. And many of them said that they really got more of a response from the relatives by saying, "I want to find out about you when you were little, or about anything unusual that happened in your background or your experience," rather than saying this is for a school project. They thought that the relatives opened up and really talked to them, and they got to understand that every person is unique and every person has a story to tell. So I hope that you also will experience FamilyBookform and have as much fun and success with it as we did.